Late in the afternoon on a remote road in Texas, the golden sunlight stretched across the asphalt, the rising heat making even the most patient person uneasy. A sleek, silver Tesla was parked on the side of the road, its left rear tire flat. Elon Musk sat in the driver's seat, tapping his fingers rhythmically on the steering wheel, his eyes fixed on the horizon. The phone in his hand kept losing signal, making it impossible to call for roadside assistance. The world's #1 billionaire, the owner of numerous leading companies, was not accustomed to this sense of helplessness. His entire life had been a series of solutions. But today, he sat there, motionless. Just as frustration began creeping into his thoughts, a small figure appeared on the road. It was a young black boy, around 13 years old. His slender frame did little to hide his nimble movements and sharp, curious eyes. He wore a faded t-shirt, worn-out sneakers, and an old backpack slung over one shoulder. As he approached the car, his gaze was filled with curiosity. "Got a flat tire, sir?" the boy asked, his voice clear and confident. Elon looked at him, slightly surprised by the calm tone. Yes. But I'm not great at handling this kind of thing, and my phone doesn't have any signal," he admitted, feeling a bit awkward about confessing his helplessness. "I can help you," the boy replied instantly. "Do you have a spare tire?" Elon nodded, opening the trunk to retrieve the tools and spare tire, which he handed to the boy. As the boy got to work, Elon stood nearby, watching. His small yet steady hands moved with a precision and focus that Elon didn't expect. A 13-year-old working like a seasoned professional, Elon thought to himself. A strange mix of admiration and humility began to take hold of him. Within 15 minutes, the boy was done. He wiped his hands on his jeans, stood up straight, and gave a satisfied smile. "All set, sir." Elon reached into his wallet and pulled out a few large bills, holding them out to the boy. "Thank you, I really appreciate your help. Here's a little something as a token of my gratitude." But the boy shook his head, raising his hand politely to refuse. "No need, sir. I'm just happy I could help." Elon was stunned as he looked at the boy. He had met thousands of people in his life, and most of them had a purpose or a hidden agenda when doing something. But this boy, with his worn-out sneakers and faded t-shirt, had done a good deed without expecting anything in return. Elon crouched slightly and smiled. "You're really skilled. Who taught you how to change a tire like that?" The boy shrugged, his eyes sparkling. "My dad taught me before he passed away. I figured it's something I should know so I can take care of small things myself." Elon paused for a moment, struck by the maturity far beyond the boy's years. "You're so young to think like that. It's truly admirable. I'm really grateful for your help today." "It's nothing, sir," the boy replied, a faint smile crossing his face. "If I can do something to help, then why wouldn't I?" Elon remained silent for a moment, absorbing the simplicity yet profoundness of the boy's words. His gaze softened, filled with curiosity and admiration. "What's your name?" he asked, his tone gentler now. "Where do you live? I'd like to know more about you. A remarkable boy like you." "I'm Ryan. My house is at the edge of town near the small church. Just go 5 more miles and you'll find it," the boy said. Then he waved and walked away, leaving Elon standing there with a feeling he couldn't quite describe. That night, in the vast luxury of his mansion in Austin, Elon couldn't stop thinking about Ryan. The boy was poor, yet his eyes radiated a confidence and kindness that Elon rarely saw even in adults. A lavish dinner was laid out on the table, but Elon barely touched it. Thoughts of the boy and his life lingered in his mind, circling over and over. The next morning, he decided to return to the small town. With curiosity and a sense of purpose, he drove to the place the boy had described. The town was humble, with modest houses and dusty roads stretching through it. After asking around for a while, he finally found Ryan's home, a small wooden house, old but well kept. The roof had several holes patched up with tarps, and the fence in front was partially broken. In the yard, Ryan was playing with a younger boy, his little brother. Elon stepped out of the car and Ryan looked up, surprised but delighted. "Aye, sir. Why are you back here?" "I wanted to thank you properly," Elon said, a smile lighting up his face, "and I wanted to learn more about you." At that moment, a woman in her early 40s stepped out from the house, her eyes curious but kind. She had sun-kissed skin, a healthy glow, and hair tied hastily in a loose bun. Her gentle smile exudes warmth. "Good morning, ma'am," Elon greeted, bowing slightly. "I'm Elon Musk. I met your son Ryan yesterday on the road. He helped me change a flat tire." The woman looked surprised, her eyes sparkling with pride. "Ryan helped you change a tire? He didn't say anything to me about it when he got home." Elon smiled. He worked quickly and skillfully like a true professional. But what impressed me more was when I tried to thank him with some money, he absolutely refused. He said he just wanted to help and didn't need anything in return. The woman sighed softly, though her smile stayed. "That sounds exactly like my Ryan. He gets his kindness from his father. His dad always taught him that if you can do something good for someone, you should, without expecting anything in return." Elena nodded, his expression growing serious. "I want you to know, ma'am, I've met a lot of people in my life, business people, engineers, people with influence, but the genuine kindness Ryan showed me is something rare. You've raised an incredible boy." Ryan's mother looked at Elon, her eyes suddenly filled with emotion. "Thank you, Mr. Musk. I don't have much, but I've always tried to teach my children that the most important thing in life isn't money. It's how you treat the people around you." Elon stayed silent for a moment, reflecting on her words. Then he smiled. "I completely agree with you. And I'm here today to tell you that Ryan's kindness sparked something in me, a feeling I haven't experienced in a very long time." Standing nearby, Ryan watched his mother and Elon talk, his curious eyes darting back and forth between them. "Mr. Elon, my mom always says that when you do something good, good things will come back to you," the boy said. "I think she's right." Elon chuckled, crouching down to ruffle Ryan's hair. "You've already done something good, Ryan, and I'm very grateful because you've reminded me of the greatest lesson of all. The best things in life aren't what you own, but what you give." Hearing Elon's words, Ryan's mother smiled warmly. She looked at him with sincerity in her eyes. "Mr. Musk, I don't have much to offer, but we'd be honored if you stayed and shared a simple meal with our family." Elon hesitated for a moment. He was used to lavish dinners, calculated meetings, and meticulously planned gatherings in grand boardrooms. But this invitation, so genuine and heartfelt, left him no room to decline. "I'd be delighted," he said, a genuine smile spreading across his face. Inside the house, everything was modest yet tidy. A worn wooden table sat in the center of the kitchen, topped with a few mismatched plates and a pot of soup gently steaming. Ryan's mother quickly cleared space and set another spot at the table, while Ryan ran to help her with the dishes. His younger brother, about 7 years old, peeked out shyly from behind the door, his big, round eyes full of curiosity as he watched Elon. When everything was ready, the family gathered around the table. Elon was invited to sit in a chair next to Ryan. "We don't have much," Ryan's mother said gently, "but I hope you'll feel comfortable." Elon looked at the meal before him, a small pot of stewed beans, a few slices of old sandwich bread, and a plate of mashed potatoes sprinkled lightly with salt and pepper. The meal was simple, with no meat, just the kind of affordable staples often seen on the tables of families struggling to make ends meet. Yet the care with which the food was prepared, and the warmth that filled the small room, moved him deeply. "You've done a wonderful job," Elon said sincerely. "Thank you for inviting me." As they ate, Elon talked with Ryan. He asked about school, his hobbies, and his dreams. Ryan spoke with enthusiasm. "I love making things, Mr. Elon. I always wonder how people build such big machines like your Tesla cars." Elon chuckled at the boy's curiosity. "So, what do you want to do when you grow up?" "I want to be an engineer just like you," Ryan replied immediately, his eyes shining. "I want to invent things that can help people, just like Tesla changed the world." Ryan's mother listened quietly to her son, then sighed softly. "Ryan always talks about these big dreams, but Our family's situation. It's hard for him to chase them." She paused, her eyes tinged with sadness. "My husband died in a work accident when Ryan was little. I work part-time at a grocery store, and the little we get from assistance is never enough. I only hope my kids can stay in school and have a chance to make something of themselves." Elon looked at the woman, and an unfamiliar emotion welled up in him. Seeing her, a single mother, raising 2 children under difficult circumstances, reminded him of his own mother, a strong woman who had raised him single-handedly through tough times in South Africa. He, too, had been a child with big dreams, held back by the limitations of his circumstances. Ryan turned to his mother, his eyes filled with determination. "Mom, I'll study hard. I don't need much. I just want to do what I love." Elon looked at Ryan, listening as the boy spoke about his ambitious dreams, his eyes filled with passion yet tinged with hesitation due to his family's circumstances. That determination reminded Elon of his own childhood in South Africa. As a young boy, he too had dreamed of something bigger, a world that stretched far beyond the limitations surrounding him. But the path forward hadn't been easy. He had been a quiet, bookish child, engrossed in science fiction novels that fueled his imagination. But that same passion made him an easy target for bullies. Elon had been beaten so severely once that he ended up in the hospital, and those years left him with not only physical scars, but also a deep sense of isolation. After his parents divorced, Elon chose to live with his father, a decision he later regretted. His father, once trusted, became a source of emotional pain, delivering constant criticism and mental pressure. Despite the toxic environment, Elon's desire to rise above his circumstances never waned. He found solace in books and his love for technology, teaching himself programming and creating his first video game at just 12 years old. It was his way of defying the limits and challenges imposed on him. Now, as he looked at Ryan, a boy eager to learn, dreaming big despite his modest background, Elon saw a reflection of his younger self. He knew that passion and determination were the seeds of greatness, but opportunities and timely support were what could truly change a life. And that was what he wanted to give Ryan. Elon placed a hand on Ryan's shoulder. "Ryan, I see myself in you. When I was your age, I had big dreams too, but life wasn't always on my side. I want to help you achieve your dreams." Ryan's mother looked at Elon, her eyes glistening with tears. "Mr. Musk, I truly don't know what to say." Elon smiled, his voice gentle yet firm. "You don't need to say anything. Your family has helped me understand the true meaning of giving. I want Ryan to have the opportunities he deserves." Ryan looked up at Elon, his eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you, Mr. Elon. I promise I won't let you down." Elon ruffled the boy's hair and smiled. "You don't need to make any promises, Ryan. Just hold on to your dreams." In the days that followed, Elon returned to the town with a detailed plan and a professional construction team. Large trucks carrying building materials and equipment began arriving in front of Ryan's house. Elon's plan wasn't just to repair the old rundown house, it was to turn it into a sturdy, welcoming home for the family. The roof was replaced, the cracked and weathered walls were plastered and painted, and the broken fence in the front yard was rebuilt with solid wood. In the yard, Ryan's younger brother's old rickety swing set was replaced with a new one, shiny, sturdy, and safe. As the construction team got to work, townspeople gathered around, unable to hide their curiosity. Ryan and his little brother ran excitedly around the yard, their eyes sparkling with joy. Meanwhile, Ryan's mother stood on the porch, her hands clasped tightly, her face a mixture of happiness and hesitation. When Elon approached her, she spoke with a trembling voice. "Mr. Musk, you've done so much. I don't even know how to thank you, but I'm afraid our family can't accept all of this." Elon smiled warmly, his eyes sincere. "You don't need to thank me. Your family has shown me that even the smallest acts of kindness can change a life. This isn't repayment. It's a lesson I learned from Ryan." Hearing Elon's words, Ryan's mother's eyes filled with tears. After a moment, she nodded, her voice soft but heartfelt. "Thank you, Mr. Musk. Truly, thank you." During the construction process, Ryan couldn't sit still. He darted around the site, brimming with curiosity about every detail. He helped the workers clear wooden scraps, carried tools, and asked endless questions about how to lay shingles, paint walls, or build a fence. One of the workers, noticing Ryan's eagerness, handed him a tape measure and showed him how to take precise measurements. Ryan listened intently, his eyes lighting up with joy as he learned something new. From a distance, Elon watched the boy. He felt an indescribable sense of fulfillment, seeing Ryan so excited to explore and learn. In that moment, he realized that what he was doing now held more meaning than any achievement he had ever accomplished. This wasn't just about repairing a house, it was about giving hope to a family and helping a boy take one step closer to his dreams. When the house was complete, the golden rays of the setting sun bathed the road in front of it. The small town's sunset was serene, the sky fading from vibrant orange to a soft lavender, signaling the close of another day. Elon stepped toward his car and turned back to take one last look at the newly renovated home. It wasn't just a house anymore. It was a haven filled with hope for this little family. Ryan ran after him, his bare feet skimming the dusty ground still scattered with traces of the construction. His eyes sparkled with a mix of gratitude and emotion that words could not capture. "Thank you, Mr. Elon. I promise I'll work hard and I'll help others just like you helped me and my family." Elon crouched slightly and placed a hand on Ryan's shoulder, his gaze soft and kind. "You don't need to make any promises, Ryan. You've already taught me the most important lesson of all. Life isn't about what you own, but what you give." Ryan smiled and clasped his small hands tightly, as if to hold on to that lesson forever. Elon turned and stepped into the waiting Tesla. As the car began to roll down the road, he glanced into the rearview mirror and saw the small figure of Ryan and his mother standing in front of their new home, waving goodbye. The golden sunset stretched across the horizon, casting a warm glow over the scenery, reminiscent of the late afternoon when Elon Musk first encountered Ryan, the young black boy. The Tesla gradually disappeared down the dusty road, but in Elon's heart, it was clear that this was not an ending. One day was coming to a close, yet a new one was about to begin. Much like the start of a new chapter in Ryan's life, and Elon's as well. A fresh page, a new story of kindness, gratitude, and the true meaning of life had begun, and Elon Musk felt immense joy because of it. Life is not always defined by grand achievements or immense wealth. But it does matter either, because having a friend like Musk and Ryan, creating hope and sparking the beginning of something extraordinary, the story of Elon Musk and Ryan is a testament to the fact that kindness transcends circumstances or status. It is the thread that connects humanity, creating hope and sparking the beginning of something extraordinary. After all, the greatest value in life isn't what we own, but what we are willing to give. What are your thoughts on this story? Have you ever been helped by someone or offered help without expecting anything in return? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.